growing season's a very big season. So let's just say the summer growing season, I'll fertilize probably 3 to 4 times total between adding granulars and everything else. I'll add that in. So it's all, part of it. But yeah, that's the method that I've worked out for me.
Yeah, and that's where things start to feel like they get more complicated. So, my general rule is everything gets a granular fertilizer when I'm planting, period. No matter, of course, I'm planting things at different times, but they all get, a sprinkle of granular fertilizer, like hard stop. And then there's certain crops that are typically in my garden planted together. And I'm able to come back around, whether it's 4 or 6 weeks later, sometimes eight, right? And come back in and do a top dressing. Some crops I'm doing a water soluble fertilizer, right? But then when I go across my garden and I'm kind of plugging and playing certain vegetables that I feel like aren't the heaviest of feeders, that's when it gets a little bit more difficult for me to manage because their schedule is different. And I've
Right.
just, again, just not committed to writing it down on a calendar. This is the next time I plant this. This is the next time I fertilize that, and so on.
Yeah, and I mean a lot of times what I'll do too is if I'm not working on a schedule, then I will just look at my plants and then be able to make a judgment from there. So I may look at it and say, "Hey, it looks weak, let me give it some more." But it's really important because no matter what, and I've often said this, like if you don't know what you're doing, just give it a pre-planting fertilizer. And I'm not implying, Batavia, that you don't know what you're doing. But what I'm saying
Oh
is
wow, I didn't think that until you said it.
But what I'm saying is it's like a fail safe. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like
Yep.
you put
Yep.
it there and it's going to be available to it and you can go from there. And then as you go on, you can do more and more. And what I found is as I'm adding more and more fertilizer, I'm seeing bursts of growth and
Yeah.
bursts of production and stuff like that. So it's really important. So the one thing, and Batavia has talked about it a lot, is making it easy for yourself. And so that obviously is the first step to make it easy. The other way I would say is keep it really simple. Use an organic, well balanced fertilizer. Leave all the
Hmm.
look, all the amendments that you see. I'm gonna get real close to the microphone so you can understand. All of the amendments that you see are the same thing. It's all N, P, or K. All right. So
Well,
don't go
technically, it's
crazy.
not. There are fertilizers that you can purchase that are just, potassium or just,
Right.
nitrogen.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Those are the amendments. So
Hmm.
blood meal, for
Hmm.
instance, that's just
Oh,
an extra.
interesting.
Yeah, blood meal,
I don't
bone
know that
meal,
I
feather
I was
meal.
looking at blood meal as an amendment versus a fertilizer, but okay, I'll ride with you for a minute.
I I go both ways because it is a high nitrogen, but
Hmm. Hmm.
when it comes down to it, use a well balanced fertilizer. We've talked about that, and don't overcomplicate it. Bat guano and all that crap. It's the
Hmm.
same thing.
Hmm.
Crap, literally
Yeah.
crap. It's all the same thing when it all comes down to it. So that's making it really easy. Now, I do want to take a few minutes here and talk about organic or synthetic.
Before you go there, though, I do want to add on to the making it easy. Generally speaking, with that well balanced fertilizer, you're not going to harm anything. So, if you've not been fertilizing your garden and you want to get started on that in the new growing season, go with granular organic fertilizer that's well balanced and just apply that kind of carte blanche when you're initially planting.